creates even more of an issue because, for them, is because now you've got an entire database full of zeros. And that's like, mine can just way higher. I'm a stolen phone. That's exactly what happens. It gets flagged as a lot of stolen phones. And what happens there is the regulators switch off the phones. They give an edict to the MNO and saying anything that's got zeros in it, please switch it off. Now, if you're just some innocent person who's bought a phone with a suite, you have no idea it's 16 zeros. You buy this phone, and 5 seconds later, relatively speaking, that phone just stops working. Okay, and if you're out in a rural area, and that's your access to your money, that phone, you're in a bit of trouble. So Tanzania switched off 2 million phones overnight that had zeros on. Okay? 2 million people lost access to their phones overnight. That's why this is the problem. Okay. So, another little problem that, the other problem with it is on the QoS side, is because that 16 digit is actually a code saying, hi, I'm a Nokia, and I'm a Nokia 3310, and send me your over-the-air information to provision my phone for the correct GPRS settings, or web settings, or SMBC settings. If it's zeros, the network does not know what your phone is. Okay, so I can't send you any stuff to provision, which means you're going to get very poor quality of service. Okay, so it has a downstream effect, all this zero. Your phone's going to be switched off, and if it hasn't been switched off as yet, you're going to have very poor quality of service. Okay, and the other, if you look at it another way, it also drives distrust of the DFS mobile money ecosystem. Because if you heard that somebody's phone was just switched off and they lost access to their money, of course they can get another phone, but you just don't know what the problem is. You're going to distrust the system. And what you're going to do is you're going to go and do what's called OTC transactions, over the counter. You go to an agent and say, please do the transaction for me. And in fact, what happens is all this very expensive mobile money DFS infrastructure will be built by a provider and not used. People don't trust it. Okay, so you've got inactivity in accounts. And we're seeing a lot of that around the world. A lot of, I don't know if the stats up there, but active accounts around the world is very low. So distrust of the technology is one of the factors. Distrust of the technology is stuff like this, where the phones get switched off, or the QoS is bad. Okay, so you can see this might seem like very funny, something called a stolen phone. It actually has a complete systemic effect on the ecosystem because people just don't trust it. Okay. Another thing that we see now is malware on many phones. Now you'll know that a lot of the phones that you get have got these apps on it. If you've got a smartphone app, so it's just effectively bloatware. Now the reason it's there is because the phone manufacturer gets paid by some company to have that app installed there. So in effect it's sort of cross-subsidization for that phone and make it cheaper for you. In some cases, unfortunately, that stuff is malware. That bloatware is malware. Okay. In other cases, the firmware inside the phone has been shown to broadcast back data to a server. Now the new vulnerability is that screens, which have got a chip in them, have got malware in the screen repository. You crack your screen, and you go get it replaced. That's not a genuine part from Samsung, Apple, whoever, LG. It's malware. So we've seen that. There are lots of reports on that already. So existing frameworks, I would say, need to be updated to take cognizance of the evolving and very unique security challenges of DFS ecosystem and financial inclusion. There's not many companies out there that worry about USSD vulnerability and SSL vulnerability. It's insofar as it affects DFS. I know of a few, but they're not many. Okay, so this is evolving, and no, there's not much I would say being done about it at an O level just yet. As you see now, there is some movement on a regulatory level. Okay, so at that point you need some regulatory and industry coordination. Telecoms regulator, the central bank, the Ministry of ICT need to coordinate via memorandum of understanding. So if there's a hack, if there's a vulnerability and money's lost, who has responsibility? Is it the central bank because there's money, or is it the telecoms regulator because there was a vulnerability at the telecoms layer? I've actually written, this is what I do in my spare time, is I draft laws and regulations. I also draft MOUs between telecom regulators and central banks, where I enumerate in very great granular detail if there's an intrusion, if money's lost, which of the regulators has remit, should do something about it, who should the consumer complain to. Okay, so that is percolating out into the wild. I'm working in a couple of African countries now where that's been done, some Middle Eastern countries where that's been done. It's glad to see it is being done because it hasn't been top of mind for regulators up to this point. Because they're not really aware of its vulnerabilities in SS7 and USSD insofar as it affects DFS. So but the regulation shouldn't be too tight. It should be risk-based, flexible, and innovative. So you don't want to stifle the innovation of the sector by making regulations and the breach notifications to restrict it. So to that point about regulators having sight of USSD vulnerabilities insofar as it affects DFS, and I'm glad to say I had a hand in this in some small measure. This was last week. The Central Bank of Nigeria issued this new regulatory framework, which says for the use of unstructured supplementary service data, USSD within the Nigerian financial ecosystem. And there's a whole lot of stuff in there about risk mitigation. Okay, not risk prevention, because you can't risk mitigation as far as USSD. Okay, and another one which I kind of had a hand in is the Jordan Cybersecurity Plan. The Central Bank of Jordan's Risk Management Matrix and Implementation Plan, which I worked on, which identify risks, including on USSD, relevant to this very sophisticated switch they've got called JOMO, which integrates cards, e-government services, bill payment, DFS, mobile money, you name it, into this one switch. So what it does is address mitigation response measures to address the risks I've just spoken about. So we've taken all those risks that we spoke about and shoved them into this mitigation plan. And it's a roadmap really for the regulator. And there's also a new MOU between the central bank and the telecoms regulator addressing these issues in the works there too. And that is the end of this, I don't know if it's an expose, but I hope it's a ventilation and a discussion of some very fundamental cybersecurity risks in the DFS ecosystem. A very successful ecosystem, but we need to be aware that where there's money, the bad actors will follow. And there is money in DFS. Thank you. Any questions? Or we all for drinks? We're holding up drinks. I'm holding up drinks.